Do we become invisible when we hit middle age? That's something I'm starting to hear more and more, especially among other women my age. I'm 52, and I'm wondering if that's something I'm experiencing as well. I'm actually quite sure that I am. I've heard more women talk about it than men, and the frustration with that and kind of the injustice of that. We know our society values youth and beauty no matter what the pop culture is trying to say. It really is present. And now, as I find myself suddenly at 52 years of age, I'm starting to notice it. And I wanted to share a story and see if this resonates. I recently moved from California to Idaho. And in my mind, when I was researching different states to move to, I wanted to be, and I'm a little bit old-fashioned, and I might not be really politically correct in everything I say, but just know that I mean well, and I really can't adjust as fast as things are moving because I personally find it ridiculous. So when I was researching these different states, I kind of imagined that some of them would have more traditional kind of roles, like men would be more chivalrous and helpful and maybe open the door because, to be frank, in my area of Southern California, it was quite pretentious, and I kind of found that there was a lot of entitlement. So I didn't see a lot of chivalry, kind of 50-50. They might hold the door open, they might not. When I came to North Idaho, it wasn't like that. It wasn't more, men weren't more chivalrous. I mean, sure, they might hold the door open for you, but it wasn't like, oh, after you. And I would share that with my friends. I'm like, oh, it's not any different, really. I mean, there's differences, but not in that area. And I remember thinking, maybe I should have gone to Texas where people hold the door open and say, after you, little lady, which is a total stereotype and probably not true, but I'm from Hollywood. And then it kind of hit me. Like, is it that men aren't chivalrous anywhere? And yes, I'm a heterosexual female. That's the terms that I'm going to use. I like to watch the dynamic between men and women in that way. That's what I'm talking about right now. And I just think it's polite for men and women to hold the door open for each other. I know I've held doors open for many men in my lifetime. And sometimes they say thank you and sometimes they don't. And I think it's rude when they don't. Okay? It's rude. It's rude. Okay, anyway. Different rant. But what kind of hit me was, is it that men are less polite and chivalrous these days? They're not like what I imagined in the days past? Or is it that I'm becoming invisible? It's probably not location. It's probably more age and culture. And I shared this with someone. I said, I feel like I'm not the 21-year-old girl who might catch eyes when I walk in a room. Not that that was ever a huge thing for me, but when it stops happening, like a lot, then you realize how much it used to happen. And I'm not the sweet little lady that needs help crossing the street. So I stand out in that way. Am I entering, or have I entered, this kind of invisible zone where I'm just like a person who exists and really, I'm a mom and I do all these things that are very important, but in the realm of standing out, encouraging the best in others in the way that they act around me. I'm not talking about flirting. So have any of you felt that way? Any of you who are in this new era? And how does it make you feel? Maybe it's like kind of liberating. No one's really looking. I can finally not give a shit. Are we becoming invisible? And are we going to be okay with that? Or is it kind of a new era where we're not willing to become invisible? I don't need to be visible to everyone. I prefer definitely not to be. But I do think that women in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, And even the woman that needs help crossing the street, which I hope to be one day, is deserving of being visible. Yeah, we might not be the 21-year-old hottie looking for a future spouse and family or whatever it is that you might be looking for at that age. And we're not at the end of anything. We are here, we're present, we are capable, we are viable, and that's it. So let me know what you think. Comment below, and I'll see you real soon. I hear somebody walking.